What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Star Wars Lore, and today's episode is about the Cloud Car. Bespin Motors was formerly a division of Incom Corporation, which was the company behind the X-Wing Starfighter. And as the Empire took over Incom, Bespin Motors was brought out by its executives and the authorities in Cloud City itself. And one reason for this fiscal confidence was the success of the Storm4 twin-pod Cloud Car. Now, although other manufacturers had created high-altitude repulsor vehicles in the past, a Bespin Motors Storm4 twin-pod Cloud Car was the first to receive this designation. Now, rather than being a repulsor vehicle that just happened to have a huge flight ceiling, the Cloud Car was actually designed from the outset to operate on a gas giant like Bespin. Many of the Incom engineers who had helped to construct Cloud City had stayed on with Bespin Motors. They then created the Storm4 as a vehicle for local law enforcement officials, Bespin's Wing Guard, to patrol both the city and the surrounding skies. But however, it could also fly civilians from place to place as a personal transport or as a tourist entertainment. Now, once Bespin Motors had gone independent, the Storm4 designers went beyond their original Incom restrictions and began to create a variety of repulsor vehicles. For example, they created this other vehicle, the Void Spider TX3, which was sold beyond the bounds of Bespin. But it wasn't until the Empire actually occupied Cloud City that Bespin Motors was able to officially bypass restrictions placed on it by Cloud City's administrators and actively sell the Storm4 Cloud Car elsewhere. Now, very quickly it became a huge success, and Cloud Cars were soon found across the galaxy. Now, unfortunately, it also meant that the Storm4 was widely copied and modified by rival companies looking to cash in on Bespin Motors' success. Now, the twin pod design and the sunset orange colouring became so inextricably associated with the craft's place of origin that the Storm4 twin pod Cloud Car was often just called the Bespin Cloud Car, which is what I mainly know it as, just a Cloud Car, one from Bespin. Now, the blisteringly fast little vehicle patrolled the skies around the legendary Cloud City, fulfilling both security and civilian duties. Now, eventually it was exported widely across the galaxy, giving Bespin Motors a financial success in difficult times. Now, the Cloud Car was used extensively by the Bespin Wing Guard to intercept, inspect, and, if necessary, challenge any craft heading for Cloud City. Now, while the unshielded vehicle was no real match for an agile starfighter, it could easily deal with slower freighters and starships like the Millennium Falcon. Now, the design of the Storm4 was unusual but effective. There was two flight pods, pressurized and armored, but not shielded, were connected by a strut that contained the main drive engine, a scaled-down version of the powerful Quadex Cryomaster dual-ion engine that was capable of propelling the Cloud Car to speeds of around about 1500 kilometers an hour. In the same unit, the secondary repulsor lift engine provided additional speed, as well as adding more maneuverability to an already agile craft. Furthermore, the repulsor lift engine allowed the Cloud Car to safely negotiate the maze of canyon-like streets and towers of Cloud City. The dual engine block was left open to the air, thus reducing heat considerably and saving on the need for bulky cooling systems. Although the Storm4 could enter low orbit, it actually had no life support equipment aboard as standard. It was purely designed for flight in atmosphere. Its considerable agility was due to a mixed system of directional jets, steering vanes and rudders, and braking flaps, as well as the repulsor lift engine. And the twin pod design allowed for a pilot and a gunner, or for a pilot and passenger. The pilot sat in the left side pod, which had an impressive array of navigational and communication systems, necessary when there was no terrain to orient oneself when flying out beyond the city. On the right side was the gunner's pod, complete with two blaster cannons. Some models had the weapons restricted to the gunner's pod, others tended to have one blaster cannon on each pod. The sensor suites, specific to the needs of the occupants, filled the nose of each pod. Now, these could be replaced with more compact versions to allow for additional power packs so that more potent weapons could be mounted. And that is the Storm4 twin pod Cloud Car, otherwise just known to everyone as the Cloud Car. So if you like the video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and let me know what you thought of the video in the comment section, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Later.